Welcome to another edition of Lawyer Salat's Legal Literacy Series. Today we'll be discussing freedom of peaceful assembly and the challenges that young people and generally people in Nigeria face while trying to exercise this human right as contained in our constitution. With me here today is Miss Faith Yasaar, the Executive Director and Founder of Strength in Disability Initiative. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
A young person in Nigeria and as a person living in Nigeria, have you been able to participate in any form of peaceful assembly?
Yes.
How many?
I think I've participated back then in school. I can't count how many, but thereafter school, I participated in two major ones. And I think that's the two I can remember very clearly.
Okay, and in the process of participating, did you face any challenge?
Yes, there were a lot of challenges. Along the line, I got arrested. I don't know what happened, but what I used to know was, as Nigerians, we have freedom of peaceful assembly. But when we were about to embark on that particular protest, we wrote a letter to the police to give us security, and that's what we know that was supposed to happen. And so when we wrote, they do not approve it, but we know we are going to go on because the Constitution have given us the right to assemble peacefully. And so we go on that morning, and in the course of the process, the police were following us, giving us some backup, but thereafter I turned up to be arrested. And yeah, I was arrested. I can remember vividly. I can even mention the location. So I was arrested that day. And then on the second time, we also assembled in another location. And that time too, we also wrote to them to give us security backup. But so they do not turn up that day. We still go out because we know it's our rights. And so when we turned up that morning, we were done with the protest. I went and sat somewhere, and lo and behold, DSS come fully prepared, armed, and I was arrested on the second time too. So I don't know how free that is. Says, looking at the constitution of our country, which states that we have freedom of peaceful assembly. And when we assemble peacefully, then we got arrested. So in the paper, it's very clearly stated, but in reality, it's not free. So I think those are my encounters. Yes.
And while you were arrested, did they specifically say why you were arrested? When you got to the police station for the first time, did they tell you, okay, this is the reason why you were arrested?
Yes.
And the second time that DSS arrested you, did they tell you why you were arrested? And for how long were you detained before you were finally released?
Okay, the first arrest, I was detained for a day and a half before I was taken to court. So in the police station, I was only told that I'm arrested because I was found protesting. That the message I carried on my placard was threatening to Nigeria, which the message was, Nigerians are hungry. And so they say it's causing panic to the Nigerians. And then that was in the police. But when I get to the court said I was causing nuisance. So the lawyers bargained. I was not carrying a microphone. I was not carrying anything. I was holding just a message. So what nuisance was I causing? So in the court, the reason they gave me that I was arrested was not very clear. And then they said, if you want to assemble, if you have something you want the government to hear, you should pass through a legal process, which is writing, dialoguing. They said a lot of things that should not be through protests or assembling yourselves in one place and you are making demands on placards. So the first one, that was what they said in the courts, and the case lingered for about close to 2 years. Yeah. So the second one, when the DSS took me to the custody, they said why they arrested me was because, first of all, who sponsored me? I said nobody, but I know that I have a right to come out to say whatever I feel like it's not okay in my own country, and that's what I was out to do. And so they said, do I write? I say I wrote. We have a copy of when we wrote to the police and everything. So, but the truth of the matter is they keep telling us, both in the police and in the DSS, they say if you have a problem, it shouldn't be through protests. You have other means to talk to the government, pass through legal processes. You write to the state government or to the federal government through the SSGs. They said a lot of things. So, but I asked, so the constitution that says we have freedom of expression, freedom of peaceful assembly, does it mean we need to go back and remove that part? So I was not very clear with that, and even up till now, none of them that have been arresting me give me a clear answer as to why the constitution states this, and in reality, it's not happening. And even you in authority are discouraging it. So.
Okay, thank you very much. In conclusion, I would like to hear from you what you advise young people and citizens out there to do, or what would you tell them about protesting in Nigeria?
To me, I wouldn't say it's dangerous. It's a right. It's a fundamental right of every Nigerian to come out and protest when you are not okay with a particular thing. Maybe you have exhausted means of letting the government know. You can come out and protest. To you, it could be scary, but it's not scary. It is your right. And then the government on their part too, they need to, and even the young people need to strengthen the constitution. The constitution states this, so you don't need to be afraid. And I want to also discourage the high level of threat, or how would I put it? The constitution said you have a right to peaceful assembly. And then when you come out, the people in authority are telling you, don't go out to protest. If you have a case, you should pass it through a legal process. So if the constitution states that you can assemble, is that not a legal process? So me, I want to encourage you can come out and protest if you don't okay with whatever is happening. And those arresting, please, I want to also encourage that even if arrest should be for another reason, not for the assembly. And so if there are young coming activists, people who are willing to come out and say whatever they are not very okay with the government of this our country. It is our country. We are not borrowing. We don't have another name to bear apart from Nigeria. We are Nigerians. Even if we are citizens of US today, we are still Nigerians. Maybe we are just dual citizens, but our origin is from this country. And so we have to hold firm to what our constitution says about us. So don't be afraid. And when they are taken to court, the judges who are in authority should also judge this case with the fact that Nigerian constitution states this and not with sentiments.
Thank you very much, Miss Faith Yasaar. It has been a very resourceful moment. So from us, we are very much reinstating the fact that freedom of peaceful assembly is a constitutional right and is a legal way of channeling grievances or stating your opinion. And let it be noted that the word peaceful is very, very important. When you gather, ensure that it's peaceful. And once it's a peaceful assembly and your right is infringed upon as a Nigerian, we have people who would provide legal services to you, because we all stand together to say we all have the right to peaceful assembly and it's a guaranteed right and we should be able to live it out in our country. Thank you very much for joining us today, and it will be bye from us.